There's been a bit of conjecture, and the DJI O4 Pro problem is better and worse than what we originally thought. Let me explain. So, last night, other YouTubers released their videos saying not to panic and to continue buying the O4 Pros. And the video that we'd put out there was a bit of fear-mongering. And I've been accused of that quite a few times. But as I explained to you guys yesterday, I did all of my research. I sat down with manufacturers yesterday. I had several Zoom calls with manufacturers, builders and pilots. And the same thing kept coming out time and time and time again. Now, one of the accounts yesterday that said that this is a little bit of fear-mongering suggested that it can all be fixed with a profile update in Gyroflow. And that's brilliant, of course, if you use Gyroflow. But if you're a pilot that only uses DJI and RockSteady, that doesn't help you. And that becomes a bit of a problem, doesn't it? Because DJI then have to acknowledge the problem, and of course, DJI have to then fix the problem. And that can lead to a long, long wait. Now, what this person said was, in their opinion, and I respect everybody's opinion and everybody's different, and this is not a YouTube flame war. I've got no interest in going against other YouTubers. I'd love to work with accounts, out there. So, hit me up if you want a collaboration. It's cool. I've got no issues with it. However, what this person said is, it's not really a problem. There's hardly any problems out there. But if you've got a problem, buy one anyway. Ignore the advice to not buy one anyway, and then just return it. And that leads me to question a few things. If there's no problems, why would you have a problem? Why would you need to return something that doesn't have a problem? But imagine for a second that you're a new pilot and you buy an O4 Pro or an O4 Pro drone with a set of goggles and a controller. It arrives and it's got the faulty issue with it. Now, there's two relatively major issues that we need to talk about. But let's just say that yours arrives with the faulty issue, as we'll call it for now. And you've got to then send that back, potentially to China, to get it replaced or repaired, depending where you live in the world. It might take a while. You might have a local repair centre, or you might be unlucky and you might be in the USA, where support from DJI, from what people are telling me, seems to be non-existent. And that leads to a problem that I don't think many people have really thought about. And that is, you've bought yourself a brand new pair of goggles, a brand new bind and fly drone, a brand new controller, and you've got a faulty O4 Pro. And it takes a couple of months to get it replaced and repaired to a satisfactory condition. You're running down the warranty on your other items. You're also running it down in your drone. Now, I understand warranties on FPV drones are a bit of a misnomer because ultimately they get crashed. It tends to be user error for a lot of the faults and so on and so forth. And I understand all of that conjecture. It doesn't take away the fact it's an actual problem. And if it has to go back twice, that I've heard more than one person say, that could take 4 months or even longer. Now, digging through some of the data might give us a clue as to what the actual problem is. DJI didn't just change the gyro like we thought. They've changed a lot within it. And it's almost, forgive me, a DJI O4 Pro 0.1 with the amount of hardware changes they've made inside. Now, the headline change is, of course, going to be that gyro. And if we look at the specs of it on screen here, I'm still not used to that. I'll probably never get used to that, so forgive me. But if we look at the specs of it on screen now, we can see that the new gyro is actually a lot quicker than the old gyro, which leads questions that need answering. If the new gyro is so much better, why does it perform so much worse? Well, it potentially can read data up to 32,000 times a second, whereas the old one can read it up to 8,000 times a second. Is this too much data for it to deal with? Now, it doesn't have to read the whole 32,000 bits of update every second. You can tell it just to read 8,000 bits. And that leads us to an interesting dilemma. Maybe this can be fixed with firmware. Maybe this is better than what we thought. There's a PCB update as well as part of this gyro update. Like I say, it's more of an O4.1 than just an O4. It's possible that it might be fixable with a firmware. But then the question is, if that's the case, why does the O4 Lite need the level of soft mounting that it does. That's something that we're just going to have to get into in the longer term, and we're just going to have to sort of work our way through this. Now, I did allude at the start of this video, so that's the good news. Now, I did allude at the start of this video to the fact that we've got good and we've got bad news coming out of the investigations that we're currently ongoing with. Lots of pilots have contacted me and said, as well as we're not going to call it a gyro issue because I think it's a bit more than that, but the stabilization issue, as well as a stabilization issue, there's also a problem with the O4 Pro cables. What might that be, I hear you ask? Well, it's ironic because yesterday, Boy Wonder FPV and I was out flying. Now, I'm going to put his flight on the screen so you've got something to watch instead of just listening to me ramble on. The kid needs a little bit of airtime. He deserves it. He puts a lot of effort into this channel. Towards the end of his flight, and it was the end of his flight for this actual reason, his O4 just completely locked up. The drone was fine. There was no issues. It wasn't an SD card issue. It was an O4 that we've been using for a while. Now, I'll show you that I've checked the firmware update on it, and I'll show you what firmware that it's actually on. But it's not on any of the known firmware that has the problem. So it should never have happened in the first place. From speaking to lots of pilots and a couple of manufacturers as well, it seems there is problems with low quality cables coming out of DJI, potentially causing your O4 Pro to lock up mid-flight, as is what happened to Boy Wonder. Now, he was lucky. He was about to go under the tree, as we can see from the footage, and it just froze. As you know, I will, on a daily basis, fly over the bando, which I stress to you is completely inaccessible. We are not allowed to access that bando whatsoever. There's security on the gate, there's cameras, there's sensors. You ain't getting in there. If that drone goes down in there, if it freezes over there, I've lost it. I also fly over the lake quite often these days as well. And again, if it freezes over the lake, I've lost it. And the problem is there's not any evidence left behind to show what happened. You can get a little bit from your goggles, but unless you've got a log to show DJI, actually it's your fault, this is what's happened, they're not interested. And even if DJI held the hands up and said, yeah, actually, that is a fault with our O4 Pro, we'll replace it for you, you're still not going to get the drone replaced. Now, I'm not telling people to move on from DJI. I'm not telling people to avoid the O4 Pro, but it's a warning because I think it's important. The O4 Pro has got genuine, serious problems, and it's causing the community a lot of stress. Now, like I say, a YouTuber put out a video last night saying it's not a problem. I've got at least 200 comments to prove that it is a problem, if not more. If you're not affected by it, of course it's not a problem. But if you are affected by it, of course it is a problem. And that's the problem, because we can't just say, oh, it's not a problem because it's not affecting everybody. This is affecting a lot of people. It's costing people a lot of money, and it's potentially dangerous. So DJI needs to, at the very least, acknowledge it and then start to put the wheels in motion to resolve it. Now, I've got no dog in the fight, to use a phrase, when it comes to DJI. I don't have a DJI affiliate. I'm not affiliated with DJI in any way, shape or form. So other YouTubers whose first line of their description happens to be a DJI affiliate, it does make you question why they're telling you to continue to buy them. And if it's a problem, just send them back. It's a lot of money, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort for a problem that's a known problem that could at least be resolved before you spend your money. Now, like I say, I'm not telling you don't buy DJI. You can do whatever you want to do. What I'm saying is, my advice is just to hold off for the time being until we get some sort of resolution on this. And like I say, it may be the new gyros are technically better. The new PCBs are technically better. It may be that they just need to get on top of that firmware and get it resolved. But it does make you question, doesn't it? They've got internal testers. They've had this for a while. I'm having reports coming out from people that have a revision change of the hardware from 2025, around November time. So they've been testing this for a while, but how come none of it's been caught by their internal testers? Who knows? I'm a pilot first and I'm a YouTuber second. And I'm calling on DJI to address this problem. This is the second video in 2 days. And I think it's really, really, really important that they do. Maybe it's not just a firmware fix. Maybe it needs a capacitor in there to help deal with the electrical noise. Again, until we've got some sort of acknowledgement, we're just guessing. But I want you to leave your comments down below. I want you to tell me if you're affected, when you bought it, if you're not affected, when you bought it. And I want to collect as much data as possible for the community so that we can move forward as a whole. This isn't about me and chasing views and whatever. This is about putting things right when they've gone wrong. And if I can add some pressure to that, I will always do that. My affiliation is always with you guys because you guys put me in this position. Nobody else did. So continue to send in your stories. It's really, really important. We've got loads and loads of comments on yesterday's video. We need to keep that traction going. So, have you got shaky footage? When did you buy it? Have you not got shaky footage but you bought one recently? Let me know. But also let me know if you've ever had a lockup with a relatively new unit in air that's not one of the... Or just tell me what firmware version it's on and we can work it out from there as to whether or not this cable issue is as widespread as some people are telling me it is. I haven't heard masses about it, but I've heard enough to know that it's something that we need to investigate for you guys. So that's ultimately what we're going to do because that's what we're here for. So with all that said, I'm going to finish this video and I'm going to bid you all a fond farewell. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, hype, share, and really importantly, make sure you comment on this video with your experiences. I'm going to collate it all. I'm going to take it with manufacturers and we're going to do everything we possibly can to get this situation fixed as quickly as possible. If it can be fixed with a firmware update, absolutely brilliant. Everybody's a winner then, aren't they? But the more pressure we put on, the quicker we can get it resolved and we can move on and go flying. Because let's be honest, it's nearly the summer and we all want to be out in the summer flying, don't we? Peace out. YouTube and I have had a chat and we believe that this is the video that you'll like the most. So watch it and let me know if they're right.